Alright, what's up? I'm back, and as you can tell, my game is bugging out. Can anybody tell me what this little, like, blinking thing around my head? Well, above my head is, like where the mic is. You see that? That little blue thing? It's like pulsating or throbbing or whatever word that you want to choose to describe what it is that it is doing. It is doing that. Can anybody explain to me why it does that and what's the purpose of that? I kind of feel like maybe somebody said something before, but I'm not too sure. I don't know if it comes, like, only during raids or events where like the butterflies with me, or if it's just something that's like there in general. I don't really remember. I have not been on Type Soul in a while. To be honest, I got discouraged and just kind of wanted to stray away from the game because when I read, saw, and spoke to people about how to increase your whole vault standing, well, how to get Volt standing, you essentially need to kill people. And in order to do that, I mean, it's not like, okay, I was going to say it's not incredibly hard, but that is not the truth. Let me tell you something, man. I don't know what it is that people do with this whole, like, um, deep woken understanding of like games and Roblox in general, but I genuinely hate it. I get that like games want to be different, so they'll follow different systems, like as far as combat goes. And don't get me wrong, having different combat and trying to experiment with different things and test different things out can definitely be like exciting and entertaining and just fun as a whole, right? Like, don't get me wrong, it's super cool to be able to experience different things that people put into the game, different features and all this extra stuff. But my God, I cannot stand Deep Woken combat. I like try to get into Deep Woken. I took a big break, came back, and it was actually really fresh to get into. The community was super nice. I rarely found anybody who was like trying to take me out, and when they were, it was like void walkers, which I think it's like their job to literally try to take you out. And even then, I got really close to beating one, but still, I don't like the combat as much. And I don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people who just hates like competitive play, who just hates fighting other people. That's not me. Like if it comes down to PvP, I can do it for sure. Don't think that that's not me. I'm not against PvP. PvP is definitely something that can be fun in games that don't really have it, or games that like work around playing in it, or just fighting in general, or whatever the case may be. I think PvP is a cool aspect to have in a game. However, I'm not heavy in Deep Woken. I'm not heavy in Deep Woken. I'm not heavy in Type Soul. Okay, I know the more you play, the better you get, because the more you understand and the more you've been through, so the more you learn. I get that. I completely understand that. I got some Deep Woken footage that I want to pump out, and some stuff that I want to talk about with that game as well. But for right now, it's just going to be this because I've got work in a bit and I've got some other things to do, and I've just been jumping around all week basically. But this is hell, man. Somebody, well, and I've heard it from different people. Different things were changing about what everybody was saying, but ultimately, I am a special grade 1. All right. Let me see. Is my name up there? Top right? Can you guys see with me? Yeah, special grade 1. I believe I'm supposed to hit special grade 2, then elite. I think that's how it works. Then elite grade. In order to level up, apparently mission EXP is too low, right? Once you hit a certain point, so killing other players is how you do it. Okay, not a super big deal, but the thing is, people that you run into, I don't know if you've seen my previous videos, but begging them for a kill is basically the easiest way to get a kill. Because if you don't beg, people are going to fight you. And the issue with people just normally fighting you, also, how do you sit like that person is doing? They are chilling. Did they get that from like PvP? Is that like an emote? Like, how do you sit? They are swamped. But fighting sucks, man. It sucks so much because, like, you're getting into the game, right? You're new. You're understanding and learning how everything goes. And then, bada boom, bada bing, like, somebody just jumps you. Even if you're supposed to jump them to level up, it's like it's a dog eat dog world. Everybody's killing everybody. Sometimes just because they're bored, and it like really just gets under my skin because it's like, man, you're an elite grade. Why on earth are you running around just killing people who clearly don't know what they're doing in a game, right? Like, what's the purpose? What's the point? because people did it to you. Now you're in a position where you can do it to them. Like, it sucks, right? Not to mention, on top of that, the game gets crazy laggy. I don't know if it's like just me, but this game in Deep Woken, it's crazy lag. Like, the ping is ridiculous, and especially when it comes to fighting other players, it's like Wild Rift servers. They're terrible. You like 1v1 somebody, and you swear you blocked, right? But the input is delayed, and they land some hit on you that breaks your block even though you didn't block, or gets you in like this infinite combo that you just can't escape. And also, that little, let's talk about that since we're here. You see that run button at the top left? That little character running right beside key. If you hit key, you can change your hotkeys for the game, right? I have X amount of hotkeys that I have preset, and I keep changing them because certain ones just don't feel comfortable or feel right to use, all right? So as far as like hotkeys go, I change them. But I met this like clan on Deep Woken a few days ago, and they were helping me with changing some of my hotkeys because they thought that the hotkeys would work, right? And I was like, okay, cool. And to an extent, some of them did work, and I think that that was pretty cool that they were able to, you know, help me out there. But like on here, I can't change. It's not like the exact same hotkeys, right? And what I'm really, I think the term is like griping. What I'm griping about is your block. Your block is F. I would like to change block to right click. I think right click would be a little more reasonable for blocking than F, right? Not only that, but when you hit that run button, so base game, if you're on like Windows, you press Alt, like left Alt, to shift lock switch instead of shift. And because of that, you hold shift to run, while you use WASD to move and F to block and your mouse to attack, right? Well, this error comes up where when you die or if something crazy happens and you hit that like movement button, you're not allowed to move, right? You cannot move forward. W does not work. You can type, you can do all this extra stuff, but you cannot move. W is unresponsive, and the only way to fix that is to like keep tapping the movement button. And if that doesn't work, then a reset. And if that doesn't work, then a change servers, which basically means closing the game. Now you don't have to close the game; you can actually just change servers, but essentially it just means closing the game. So it's like, oh my god, there are things in this game that just aren't working. It's one thing if it's buggy, right? But if this does this every single time I join a server, it's like, you need help. Like, fix this. Please fix this. This is super unbearable to deal with. That is like terrible, terrible. Why put the function in there if it's got this huge issue to it? And maybe it's not that big of a deal, but like, if you just get gripped over something that you could have won, or something that you shouldn't have even been in to begin with, and somebody forced you in it, and like you're coming back either to chase them down or to continue playing the game, in my honest opinion, in my honest experience, you lose motivation to play the game, because it's like, man, like, I'm gonna go back out there and I'm gonna like finish this mission, or I'm gonna go do whatever it is that like I planned on doing, and then bam, you can't walk. It's like, why can't I walk? And it's like, oh, because the game broke. And it's not really the game, it's the button. It's like, okay, well, now that things just aren't working and I was already kind of in a sour mood to begin with, I'm just going to get off the game and do something else. And that's most of the time what happens when something like that happens with me. I hate it. It sucks. But back to like progress and PvP. If you want, and it's not just Volt standing, I believe they say it's the same for Bankai, it's the same for whatever the case may be. I hate that you have to kill X amount of players, and I believe they have to be of a different race. And I get it, some people go AFK, I get it, some people help you, but YouTubers and other people say that the best way that you can do it is to get a friend who has that race, join in on your game, and they let you kill them. And that's if somebody doesn't come around third party and interrupt you guys. You don't have like a private server to do this stuff on. And then if you don't have any friends who play this game or who are put in that position where they can help you, you have to make an alt. Then you have to make an alt and use some other app to pull up Roblox, to rinse and repeat basically what I just said, but with yourself. So you have to have an alt come over to you, and you got to kill that alt over and over and over and over again until you level up. And it's like, where's the fun in that? There is no fun in that at all. Now, don't get me wrong. I did something similar like years ago, playing like this Demon Slayer um, type of game, like this Demon Slayer like MMO on Roblox, and it took like 2 hours, and it was cool being able to like max out whatever, but I don't play that game anymore. I haven't touched that game since actually. I don't even know if it's running, and I don't have any intention on playing it. And it's like, man, I went through all of that on Demon Slayer. Last thing I'm gonna do is go through it on here. You know, there are little aspects about games like this that I just don't approve of because they're not fun, man. What is the fun of making a second account and killing yourself over and over again because the community either A is too toxic to help you, B is too strong for you to fight, or C, you're too laggy to even have actual combat. It's like, where's the fun in any of that? The game is tragic. And the thing is, I see people play all the time. Like, look at this. Guy was AFK, right? I'm beating this guy so that I can level up. This weirdo comes over to stop me. And it's either because that's his ult, or maybe he just wants to jump in, maybe he just wants to fight. This entire time that you're watching me play this, I'm lagging. But I'm in a party with my brother. So I'm just following, well, I'm not following him around. I'm letting him do whatever while I'm just running around. Meanwhile, I'm getting gripped by complete strangers, whether I fight people or not. And then he goes to fight him. It's like, what? Why? And then he comes back to fight me, but he can't touch me. And then I think I come to grip him, and now, look, bro, why? What is the point? What's the actual point? Game is not fun, bro. I'm not enjoying it. And I mean, I get it. Like I said, dog eat dog. People like fighting for their lives. But if you don't understand the combat, if you don't understand the skills, if you're fighting people who are way too high of a level, who have stuff like that, and your basic skills are either non-combative or not even like well enough to land any hits, it's like, what's the point? Not only that, but when I was first playing, I didn't think he could body slam him. When I was first playing, I preferred just basic M1 combat over skill use. I thought just basic M1s was a lot more entertaining and a lot more fun than skill use. I hate the idea that you have to tap 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just to get stuff off, man. Like, what? Why? I hate games like that. So it might be the last time you see me play this game. I have footage. I have like maybe 4 or 5 videos of Deep Woken from when I was still giving it a try. I have not been on it since. I haven't been on Roblox heavily. I've played a few games, but not really much of anything. I don't like this game. So this might be the last time you see me play it. I mean, unless they drop some major update where it becomes a little more like Peroxide and leveling requires more grinding rather than just beating random people or having to make an alternate account just to level up. Like, come on, man. So, yeah, that's it. Eat my balls. Hope everybody's having a good day. If not, I mean, yeah. It sucks, but... No, it sucks. There's no but.